This is section 2B of medical terminology, and we're going to go deeper into now how do we use these prefixes and suffixes to actually make words and to build words. So as a reminder, our objectives here are to be able to discuss the four parts of medical terms, recognize root words and combining forms, identify the most common prefixes and suffixes, describe the anatomical positions, define the body planes, identify regions of the body, define directional and positional terms, and then build, divide, spell, and pronounce common medical words. So word building means being able to put together the various parts to form a variety of terms in order to convey the necessary medical information. It begins with knowing the meaning of the various parts in order to select the correct ones, and always remember the rules regarding the location of each word part. So let's try interpreting some medical terms we've just learned. So you see here the word echocardiogram. I want you to think how you would translate this word. So echocardiogram. So here's how you do it. You break it into its word parts. We talked echo before. We talked cardi. And we talked about gram. So the prefix echo, root word cardi, suffix gram. Okay? So now what you do is you define the parts. So echo is using ultrasonic waves. Cardi means heart. O is that combining valve. It doesn't have a meaning. Gram is a recording. So when we put those together, echocardiogram, it means a heart test using ultrasonic waves. Essentially, this is using an ultrasound machine to view the heart. Many medical terms, almost all of these, come from Greek and Latin words. The rules for forming plurals are different than they are in the English language. For example, the plural of bacterium is bacteria, not bacteriums, right? So in the Greek and Latin words, they don't just put an S at the end. If it's IUM, it typically gets replaced with IA if it is a plural. Some words, if it is not a Greek or Latin root, such as ventricle, there you do use traditional English rules by putting an S on it. So the plural of ventricle is ventricles. So here are some examples of general rules for plurals. This is a good way to think about it. If the word ends in A, then typically what you do is you put an AE. So the singular of vertebra, the plural is vertebrae. If it ends in AX, you convert that to CES when it goes plural. So you go from thorax to thoraces. If it ends in EX or IX, such as appendix, you also do convert to a CES. So it becomes appendices. IS converts to ES. So metasis becomes metastases. MA, as in sarcoma, becomes MATA, sarcomata. NX, as in phalanx, becomes GES. You replace the X with GES, phalanges. ON, such as ganglion, gets converted to ganglia. Nucleus, US, gets converted to EI, so it becomes nuclei. as in ovum, becomes converted to an A, so it becomes ova. And Y, such as biopsy, becomes a common plural as we know it, biopsies, IES. Now you're also going to see a lot of abbreviations because they're commonly used to save time, but they also can be confusing. So if it's getting confusing, the best thing to do is spell the term out. Don't use your own personal abbreviations because they have very specific phrases and purposes, right? One of the things I opened this whole series on was medical language is very precise. So if you're not sure about a abbreviation, don't use it. If you see an abbreviation that you don't understand, try to figure out how do you convert it into the full word and use that full word. Okay, so that concludes this section. We'll continue into section 3 in the next set of slides.